Hello. I've just finished filming a Nightwish reaction and then come out to take the dog for a walk. Hello, Frankie. And very beautiful place, look, on the south coast of England. Anyway, I think because the song title had the word death in it, my algorithms are all screwed and everything that's coming up is about death now, which is amusing. Perhaps it shouldn't be. That says something about me as a therapist. But you know what I mean. That's sort of macabre. And anyway, what I found interesting was a Facebook post on the Dull Men's Club came up, and it was about defragging computers. I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember defragmentation. Your computer, your PC used to get so messed up just through the practice of using it and storing files that the hard drive would have to defragment. You'd have to run it manually to begin with before they started scheduling it. Where am I going with this? Well, in the comments on that post, we had people saying one day was the last time you defragged your computer and you didn't know it was going to be the last time, which was obviously a play on sort of the memes that go around, the thought that one day is the last day you'll hold your child in your arms and you didn't realize it. All of these poignant moments in life as a last day. And I think in the comments I read that it's something called a mini death or a little death. Each one of these moments that you don't know is going to be the last time. And I just thought that was quite touching, actually, to just come from the Algos and then a random Facebook post and then the comments as we all meander through our online lives, as we meander through our real lives in the real world too. Where's Frankie gone? He's hiding behind me. He's trying to be on camera. There you go. The thought that we have these mini deaths, but also we can celebrate them. We don't have to mourn them. We can celebrate those experiences even when it's been the last time we have that experience. So there we go. I thought I'd just stick some final thoughts in. I don't know whether to put it at the end of the reaction or the start, but I'll pop it in. Okay, I'll see you soon, Nightwish fans. Much love. Peace.
Hello, lovely people, Nightwish fans. How you doing? I saw your comments on my Dimash reactions. I saw you commenting saying, is this the end of Nightwish on the channel? Of course it's not. I only reacted to Lantern Light a few days ago, maybe 7 days ago. So make sure you've gone to watch that if you haven't already. I saw a comment on there, I'm looking now, saying, you want emotion? Dead Boy's poem live in Buenos Aires. Floor at her very best. It says live in Buenos Aires 2018 Decades Tour. So I think that must be the right version. It's the right place and the right year for Floor. I'm a bit scared. Why would I be scared? Because Dead Boy's poem, the name is so evocative. And then that comment saying, if you want emotion, this is the one you've got to check out. And do you know what? Sometimes we can listen to a song or watch a movie or look at a painting or a sunrise, and it can unlock emotions that we're not even ready to let out, to acknowledge, to allow. And I'm not feeling particularly vulnerable at the moment, emotion-wise. I feel like I'm on a pretty even keel. But still, there was something about that poem and that comment that gave me a bit of a shudder and made me think, what am I letting myself in for here? Okay, well, as ever, I don't know what the song's about. I'll probably get it all wrong and you'll jump in the comments and tell me what it's actually about. And that's fine. You know, I'm reacting emotionally based on how the song makes me feel, and also looking at the lyrics. What I found with the lyrics so far with Nightwish is, they're quite ethereal, pure poetry, and often laden with metaphors and things. And sometimes people say I've got it right. Sometimes people say actually the song has a completely opposite meaning. It's not about death and despair. It's about hope or whatever. But that's fine. That's fine. I'm not trying to be a perfect reactor or a perfect person. I'm just experiencing music for the first time and sharing it with you, so you can re-experience it as if for the first time. All right, let's go. Nightwish, Dead Boys Poem, live in Buenos Aires 2018 Decades Tour.
Silence full of it, a perfect concert, my best friend. So much to live for, so much to die for. If only my heart had all.
First thing to point out is you can strum a guitar, or you can pick the strings in different orders to create a melody rather than a strumming pattern, or rather a melody through single notes rather than through chords, which are usually 3 or more notes together at the same time. So that's what we've got here, is a beautiful melody being picked out on single strings, single notes. And then the vocals, there's something very tender about this one so far vocally. Her voice sounds very soft and gentle rather than roaring and anthemic, and maybe that will change, we'll see. And then lyrics wise, so much to live for and so much to die for, I think she said. And isn't that beautiful? The very things that give our life meaning and purpose are often the things that actually we would put our own life on the line for. Our loved ones, our parents, our children, our lover, our spouse. I would die for you. I love you so much, I would die for you. And yet, thankfully, you being in my life has the opposite effect. You give me something to live for. Nice. I'm going to go back 10-15 seconds, because I am learning, listening and learning.
So much to die for, if only my heart had all. Sing what you can't say, forget what you can't play, hasten to drown into beautiful eyes. Walk within my poetry, this dying music, my love letter to nobody. Never sigh for.
I play ukulele and a tiny bit guitar, and I can't remember what the idea of a guitar with the 2 necks are. I know that with a ukulele you can string it to a low G or a high G specifically, and you can have a ukulele with two necks that has both tunings, and you can just hop between the two. And I should imagine that it's something similar with a guitar, in that you can have one tuning. I mean, I'm really racking the backs of my brain now from years ago, but isn't it? It's called a dropped D tuning. Is that right on a guitar? You can have that, and then a more regular tuning on the other neck, on the other head. Jump into the comments and correct me. I think that's what's going on there. It just gives more options for playing within the same song without having to physically put down your instrument and pick up another one.
A better world, it's already composed, played and told. Every thought, the music I wrote.
Sorry, I forgot to go back 10 seconds, so I'll go back 20 seconds now. Sorry. It's hard, man, because you're so swept away with the performance. You just want to press play. The last thing on your mind is pressing rewind, but I'll try and remember. Let's go back.
Never sigh for better world, it's already composed, played and told. Every thought, the music I wrote, everything I wish for the night. Wrote for the prince, wrote for the virgin, died for the beauty, the one in the garden. Created a kingdom, reached for the wisdom, failed in becoming a god. Never sigh for better world, it's already composed, played and told. Every thought, the music I wrote, everything I wish for the night.
If you read this line, remember not the hand that wrote it. Remember only the verse, some makers cry, the one without tears. For I've given this its strength, and it has become my only strength. Comforting home, mother's lap, chance for immortality, where being wanted became a thrill, I never knew. The sweet piano writing down my life. Teach me passion, cry for it's gone. Show me love, hold the lawn. So much more I wanted to give to the ones who love me. I'm sorry. Time will tell this bitter farewell. I live no more to shame, nor me, nor you. And you, I wish I didn't feel for you anymore.
Yes.
Thank you.
Woohoo! Wow, 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 wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for suggesting that one. It was much much rockier than I expected. It was much more upbeat than I expected. I couldn't stop banging my head to it. By the way, people have asked, people have said, you're not banging, you're not moving your head to the beat of the music. Is it because you've got no sense of rhythm, or you anticipated that drop? You reacted a split second too early. Have you actually heard this song before? And the answer is no. I've got a Sony camcorder, essentially, a Sony camera that I use as a video recorder. And then I download the music video to get a higher quality, and I manually sync the two back together again. But it does mean that sometimes that it's a split second out. That's all. My reaction is a split second out compared to the music video that I'm reacting to. So sorry about that. It is what it is for now. Anyway, I was totally swept away. I didn't pay that much attention to the lyrics, I must admit. It was just about, bam, the impact of the song. I thought it was going to be very sad. It wasn't for me. I found Lantern Light sadder, personally. I'm just going to bring up the lyrics because closed captions were not available on this video. And I just want to check a couple of things that I think I heard. Yeah, so there's almost breaking the fourth wall, talking about the silence before the song, and then the song maker, and a perfect concert, sing what you can't say. And I just wonder whether, rather than that being literal, rather than them saying we are a band, we are musicians, and this is how we are expressing ourselves, whether it's more about the metaphorical silence, and then we all have our own ways of writing and composing and singing or delivering our message to those around us, to our loved ones. So I wonder whether it's a metaphor for that. I don't know why it's called Dead Boy's Poem, which sounds a bit macabre. There seems to be lots there about life and about death and about loving in life and in death. This particularly caught me, A Lonely Soul, an Ocean Soul. I wish I didn't feel for you anymore. I wish I didn't feel for you anymore. I'm sure we can all relate to those times where we still care for somebody or love somebody, maybe that's hurt us, and we don't want to. We'd be much happier to say we didn't give a damn about them anymore. But all those things that we loved about them are still there, even if they've hurt us or betrayed us. And so then, is it talking about a literal dead boy, and they're still loving and caring for somebody that has passed on, or is it a metaphorical somebody that was in her life that is no more? I don't know. I thought it was a very, very beautiful song, but mainly I just enjoyed rocking out to it, which surprised me. I wasn't ready for that. It was great. Let me know in the comments what I should react to next. Thank you so much for that recommendation. I particularly enjoyed it. It was wonderful. Okay, I am Carl, a therapist from England in the UK. My channel is The Real Disco Doc. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, please, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.